everyone. Given that ABC is an isosceles triangle and G is the centroid, use the diagram to answer the questions below. So we're going to use the distance formula, midpoint formula. And these are the distances we have to find with the distance formula. And so the first thing we need to do with these problems is find the midpoint E and F. So basically, what you're going to do is find the midpoint of AD, and that's basically where you just add the x's and add your y's, and that's going to be your F point. So your F point's going to be 5 comma 16 divided by 2 is 8. So that's your F. And we also need your E point. So that's the midpoint of AC. So add your x's, add your y's. We're looking at these two right here. All right. And that gives you your E, which is going to be 7 comma 5. Now that we have that, we can find these distances. So let's find the distance of BE. So we use our distance formula, and the 2 points that we're using are B and E. So B is 7 comma 11, and E is 7 comma 5 that we have here. All right, so use your distance formula, and you subtract your x's, go in order, subtract your y's. So this is going to give you 0 there. 11 minus 5 is 6, so 6 squared is 36, so that equals 6. All right, now we need to do the distance of BF. So that one is B. So we already have B and F. So F was right here, and F is 5, 8. So you do the same thing. We're going to do 7 minus 5, square it, plus 11 minus 8, square it. That gives you 2 squared plus 3 squared, which is 4 plus 9, which equals square root of 13. And you put that in the calculator. We have to round to the nearest 100th. That's going to be, if you're going to get 3.605, so round that 5 up and get 3.61 for the nearest 100th. All right, next. We got to find, so let's write that down. That's going to be 3.61. Now, next is CF. So now we need C, and C is 11 comma 5. So plug that in your formula. Subtract the x's. That's going to give you 6 squared plus negative 3 squared, which gives you 36 plus 9, which equals square root of 45, which is approximately 6.71. And C, G, so now we need G. So I'm going to write G here. I already have C, so G is 7 comma 7. So the distance of GC Do the same thing. So 11 minus 7 squared plus 5 minus 7 squared. That's going to give you 4 squared plus negative 2 squared, which gives you 16 plus 4, which equals square root of 20, which is approximately 4.47. Now I have another one, so you might want to try the next one and pause the video. And try to do this one on your own. But this one's got little different things we have to find. So on this one, we are going to have to find the midpoint of D. So let's find the midpoint of BC, because that's going to give you your D point. So just add your x's. You're just getting the average of your x's and your y's, basically. And so that's going to give you 18 divided by 2 is 9, and 16 divided by 2 is 8. So that's your D. So once you have that, we already have the others because they have the same points here. So now let's find the distance of EG. All right, E is right here. So E is 7,7, and G, we already did that one, and G was, what was G? Oh, E, sorry. G is 7,7, and E was 7,5. So let's find the distance of those 2 points. So subtract your x's, square it, subtract your y's. Please go in order. I guess it doesn't matter too much, but that's going to be 0. This is going to be negative 2 squared, which is 4, which equals 2. So that's just going to be 2 for this answer. Now we need to find the distance of BD. All right, so here we go. We need B and D. So let's write that down. B is 7,11, and D is 9,8. So let's do that. 7 minus 9 squared plus 11 minus 8 squared. That gives you negative 2 squared plus 3 squared, which is square root of 4 plus 9, which is square root of 13, which is approximately, when you round it, 3.61. So this is 3.61. Now let's do AD. So we change this to A, and A is going to be 3,5. So find your distance, and that's going to be 3 minus 9 squared plus 5 minus 8 squared, which equals negative 6 squared plus negative 3 squared. That equals square root of 36 plus 9, which equals the square root of 45, which is approximately 6.71. So it's a 6.71. And this was a 6 here. All right, and finally AG. So distance of AG. So let's change this to G, and our G point is 7,7. So that's going to be the square root of 3 minus 7 squared plus 5 minus 7 squared. That gives you negative 4 squared plus negative 2 squared, which equals square root of 16 plus 4 equals the square root of 20, which is approximately 4.47. And that's it. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.